Brittany, you could have been in our story a moment ago. Employers who can't find workers. Your website says we are hiring. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not just people who are choosing to stay at home. A lot of people left the service industry last year and they took warehouse jobs that do pay $16 an hour. Is the answer that the restaurant industry needs to change the way they pay and match that pay?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a long time, the economics of the restaurant industry has been pretty broken, and we're seeing that really play out now. And for places like Los Angeles, New York, where it's a large transplant city, people realize that they don't have to be in LA to have high-paying LA jobs. So a lot of people have moved out. I mean, it's really upside down. And we normally wouldn't advertise we're hiring, but it's like on everything. I'm about to get it tattooed on me because it's really been difficult. We're working like 18 hours a day just to make up for the work. And so, yeah, the hiring, to touch on your last guest, it's been really difficult to get anybody in. And I hope, within the next year that is relieved, but it makes it difficult for us to get back to normal for sure.
Then can I ask you emotionally, this time last year, you were firing all of your staff and now you can't bring people back. How do you feel?
I feel like I have like PTSD or something. No, it's difficult, and I try to just like stay in the moment. But it is, the irony is not lost on me that last year I was like, 72 employees, and now none of them want to come back, and those that do are back, but then we still need to like kind of cover the gap. It's crazy. And every restaurant, I mean, go on Instagram, look at any of your favorite restaurants. I'm sure there's a grid post that says we're hiring, and so the competition is just it's gnarly. It's quite the juxtaposition from last year for sure.
Tom, is it time to change the way people are paid in the restaurant industry? Can we expect, especially coming out of the pandemic, waiters, waitresses to want to go to work for $2 an hour and roll the dice hoping for big tips?
Well, Stephanie, number one, in New York, minimum wage for waiters, I think it's $10.35. It's not $2 an hour. That's the federal minimum wage. It's a little different in New York and Los Angeles. In fact, in Los Angeles, they don't have a tip minimum wage.
And tips are higher here.
Tips are higher, but right. But what's interesting, what's going on right now, it's a labor's market. And so if you want to hire a cook, they're coming in and they're saying, pay me $23, $24, $25 an hour and I'll work. And so it's just happening on its own because there's a shortage of labor, which is really interesting because unemployment is still high. And so you would think that would put pressure downward on wages, but the opposite's happening right now. And it's about time. But also, I think we have to get away with this idea that restaurant workers are unskilled. These are highly skilled workers, especially, you go into a restaurant, you're trained, you are skilled. And I actually think they're finally understanding that they're a commodity and they're going to demand with what they need. And because there's such a shortage, they're going to get it.
All right, then. They're high skilled. Skills cost. I do want to ask you, Tom, about this $28 billion because it's a huge amount of money and restaurants need it. On some level, is it almost too late? 110,000 restaurants are gone for good. And now, luckily, both of you are still in business and thriving. But right now, there is huge consumer demand. We are seeing personal savings up. Is that money welcome, but too late?
No, it's not too late because, yes, there are a lot of restaurants closed. I closed one of my restaurants permanently, but we still owe back rent for the landlords that have been working with us. We owe back rent. We still owe bills going back, 6-7 months ago. Plus, we can use it for payroll and bonus people to come back to work. And so, listen, that $28.6 billion is going to be gone very quickly. As you mentioned at the top of the segment here, 186 people have already applied. The great thing about this, 1/3 of those applicants are from minority-owned businesses that are doing under $1 million, and women-owned businesses. And that was by design. The way we set up the Restaurant Act, and the way we work, the Independent Restaurant Coalition has worked with the SBA, and we set it up where for the first 21 days, those small business, those minority-owned business, women-owned business, veteran-owned businesses, they are the first ones in line. So for the first 20 days, even though you can apply, they're only processing those applications. And so we're taking care of the smallest of the restaurants first, minority, women-owned businesses. And so that's something that we fought for, and it's a great feature. But That $28.6 billion will run out very quickly. Keep in mind, Stephanie, we asked for $120 billion. We're down. The lost revenue over the pandemic so far has been probably about $200 billion.
Brittany, I'm hoping you are at the front of that line, paying bills and paying higher wages. Both of those things are great for the economy. How are you going to spend this money if you get it? I know you applied.
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything that Tom is saying. And I think that the number of applicants, particularly that are women and minorities, shows to the American public that, you know, restaurant owners are dedicated to coming back and to making sure that their workforce is well paid and well compensated. For us, I mean, we are also giving tons of bonuses, not only because there's a tight work field, but so many of our employees worked during the pandemic and they put their health at risk every day. And so wanting to give bonuses to those that have stayed with us through that time. And, you know, in places like LA, we are 50%, we're at 50% capacity, but 100% of the light bill is due, 100% of the rent is due, 100% of the gas bills are due. So it's you know, it's really just to kind of make up for that. And we're in LA where it's beautiful and it's sunny and outdoors, totally fine. But I think about Philadelphia, I think about New York, the temporal climates where they're having to literally build restaurants outdoors and accommodate guests. And also, Stephanie, many people are not comfortable coming out yet. And so, you know, the idea that we're like totally open, everything's back to normal is a fallacy in a lot of ways. So I said last time I was on your show that this was a down payment, and I really agree with that. 28 billion seems like a lot, but for 600,000 plus restaurants across the country, it's not a ton of money. And, you know, I applaud the ease of the system. I applaud prioritizing women, but it's, you know, it's time more.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.